Speaker, to the Minister of Finance, does he stand by his statement, quote, "Any move with tax affects everybody. Any move with it has to be not only fair, but seen to be fair"?
The Honourable Bill English.
Yes.
The Honourable David Cunliffe.
Mr. Speaker, does he agree with John Key's statements that either the, quote, bulk or the, quote, vast bulk of New Zealanders will be better off as a result of the government's tax package, including the full impact of new taxes and their flow-on effects? Or does he stand by his statement that the tax package is an opportunity only to ensure people are not worse off?
The Honourable Bill English.
Yes.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
Point of order,
Mr. Speaker,
Honourable David Cunliffe.
In an either-or question, surely a minister cannot simply answer yes.
One or the other.
Order. I listened to the member's question quite carefully, and what I have to acknowledge is that ministers are entitled to answer one part of a question. And while I do accept the thrust of his question was either or, he did ask fairly bluntly whether the Prime Minister agreed with a certain statement, and the Minister in answering said yes. And I can't really do a lot about that. I think it's within the Minister's ability to reword a question to pin him down a bit tighter if he wishes. The Honourable David Cunliffe.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
Point of order, the Honourable David Cunliffe.
Mr. Speaker, you're therefore interpreting the Minister's answer as confirming that the Prime Minister's statement was correct and his was not correct? Is that...
No, order. That is not a point of order. What I ruled was that the Minister answered the first part of the question. The Honourable David Cunliffe, supplementary.
Mr. Speaker, sorry to trouble you, Mr. Speaker.
This is a point of order.
Yes, Mr. Speaker. How can it be that a minister has addressed a question when he's given two alternatives and has not chosen, apparently, either one?
Speaking to the point of order, the Honourable Rodney Hyde.
Look, it's clear in standing orders that you can't expect the minister to answer a yes or no question and say it has to be yes or no. An either-or question is exactly in the same category. A member can ask a question. It's then up to the minister to frame the answer as they best see fit as minister and in the public interest. As also, it's quite within the wit, I think, of the front bench of the Labour Party to take that question and ask it in two parts.
I invite the Honourable David Cunliffe to ask a further supplementary should he wish. The Honourable David Cunliffe.
Mr. Speaker, has the minister seen reports that almost two-thirds of New Zealanders oppose an increase in GST? And does he think that this is an indication that the vast bulk of hard-working Kiwis see the increase as unfair?
The Honourable Bill English.
No, I don't agree with the last statement, and as to whether people agree with it or not will depend on two things. One, what changes a government actually decides to make, and secondly, I think the vast bulk of hard-working Kiwi families know they need a stronger economy that produces new jobs and sustainable jobs and higher incomes. And if we keep doing what that member's party did, we would be strangling the export sector and running up unsustainable debt, and we're not willing to do that.
Amy Adams.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Supplementary to the Minister. What steps is the government considering to make the tax system fairer?
The Honourable Bill English.
Mr. Speaker, under the previous government, a proliferation of loopholes was created by a wide range of differential tax rates, particularly for people on higher incomes, with the effect that, for instance, half of IRD's wealthiest taxpayers reported taxable incomes of under $70,000. The number of people paying tax on $1 million did not change the whole time that Labor were in government. That means that high-income New Zealanders are not paying their fair share of tax, and we are going to fix that.
Supplementary question to the Honourable David Cunliffe.
Speaker, to the Minister on that point, can he confirm that the net effect of his proposed tax cuts now are to take more tax reduction to the top few percent than the tax cuts he cancelled in Budget 2009? And Mr. Speaker, how can that be either fair or anything that will do anything for the New Zealand economy?
The Honourable Bill English.
Mr. Speaker, no, I can't, because the member needs to take into account what any changes the government made with respect to the taxation of property. And what's clear from the data government holds is that the ownership of property is in the hands of higher income people. So calculations on GST and income tax only paint part of the picture. if there's revenue that comes from property, that's almost certainly revenue coming from higher income New Zealanders. And we'll just have to wait and see how the numbers shake out.
Question number 7, Dr.